everybody, Matt Busby again in a very windy NCM Motorsports Park. We're out here, we're at turn 15 and 16 with the new C8. We're just kind of getting our bearings with all the cars. We just, as many of you, whether you do or don't know, we have 7 C8s. They're all Z51 2LT cars that we have taken delivery of, that we've gotten all of our break-in miles on, oil changes done, and we are ready for you to come out and drive them. So if you want to just come out and have a joyride in the C8, any day that we don't have track activity going, you can come in, pay $300 for 4 laps behind a pace car, or if you want a little bit more of an immersive experience, we've got our Corvette experience. Again, all in C8s, to where that's $800 for an hour worth of track time, an hour worth of classroom time. We're going to get you a museum tour and lunch. And those have all been we've had the bookings up for a little while now, but we're just really excited to have all the cars on site, broken in, ready to go, and just kind of getting our hands on them, figuring out what we need to know about them. So far, there's not anything too surprising from a driving kind of school standpoint. We don't have any new features we have to learn or anything like that. All the vehicles will have the GM track alignment on them, so they're going to be in full sport mode, right? So ready for you to come, whether you want to have an experience, just kind of figure it out, learn the racetrack, drive a car. If you've bought one and you're waiting on delivery and you just can't wait, you have to come feel what the car is like, you can come do that. Or if you're thinking about buying one, come on out, drive one, see if it's for you. Do we'll call it like a test drive plus on the racetrack out here at NCM Motorsports Park, and really get a feel for what it has to offer. So if anybody has any kind of questions, we're really excited about it. In our driving so far, we've been really surprised, not only with the biggest thing for me is the quickness in which it kind of wants to change direction. The speed at the front end kind of moves, so it's a lot more crisp and direct steering input, and that's really exciting for us. You don't have to worry about kind of an understeer, which some of the C7s had a little bit of understeer to them, unless you really tuned it out with a good alignment. So it's really strong front end. To be honest, we were kind of on the fence on the transmission. You know, anytime you take away the manual option, I think people are going to have an opinion about it. I'm surprised. It's just really good. Like I said, I kind of was expecting to not like it a little bit, but man, it's just phenomenal. We haven't had any drivability issues, no harsh shifts. It's great on the racetrack. It never kind of gives you a gear when you don't want one, or won't give you a gear when you ask for it. It's been great. The kind of cockpit area is a little bit different than a C7. Obviously, without having the big shelf behind you, you don't have as much room. We can kind of open it up and kind of take a look. Of course you can. So we get you hooked up with some Corvette touring and then some regular touring laps in your vehicle, and you could do a back-to-back comparison. You could do the same thing in a C7. It's a great opportunity to kind of really get a feel for something before you buy it. But yeah, so the room inside it's not uncomfortable. I'm obviously a pretty big dude. You know, it's really comfortable for me. I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind going on a kind of a long trip for it, or doing a 30-minute on-track session in it. It really wouldn't bother me all that much. The AC controls take a little bit to get used to. You can't like on a C7, you could kind of blindly reach over and grab a knob and do your thing. This, you kind of have to know where you're going. But yeah, so far, I mean, we're really impressed with the build quality, the fit and finish. It's just all around. It's a really cool car and really well built.
Jerry Moss Parker wants to know, do you miss the manual transmission?
I don't have an opinion as strongly as some others on this whole save the manuals thing. I think I'm a little bit more on the if it works and it's more efficient, then I'm on board. I really like this transmission. I really like the Porsche PDK is really good. Some of the ones I've driven that I didn't like so much are like the BMWs. So we're definitely in that transition where the automatic and the dual clutch stuff, it's getting better, and it's a lot of fun. But only a few have really gotten it right to where it simulates that level of control that a manual gives you. One thing that I think everybody will be nostalgic about is the car balance that you get with a manual transmission. Learning how to heel and toe and balance the car with the pedals. A little bit of that is lost, but you learn it in different ways, especially with this. These have an electronically actuated brake, and so it's a little bit different brake feel that you get, a little bit different brake balance that you get on the car. So you're going to have to relearn it anyway. So I'm on board. This particular transmission is damn good, and I'm on board with it. Yeah, so other than that, the other big thing that we've been asked about a whole bunch is like power. It feels more linear, and that could be the gearbox, but it just feels like it's making peak torque all the time. It never feels like it stops accelerating. Never feels like it runs out of air. I could definitely see underneath the car where they're setting up for more power later. But I'm really happy with it. I'd be lying if I said that it hasn't crossed my mind as becoming like a track car for me. This would be awesome one day when they start to drop into the price range for me. But it's just incredible how much car you get for the money, especially in like the Z51 trim with the 2LT. So it has a little bit more amenities inside the car. It's just been incredible. Any other questions?
I believe you addressed those same thoughts on the no third pedal. Let's see here. Since this is where it died, I think somebody wants to see you driving it on track. But I guess just address too, our first Corvette experiences are at the end of this month, June 19th through the 21st.
Yep.
We've got 10 spots available between those 3 dates.
Yeah, right on. So
only 10 spots.
Only 10 spots out of 64. So if you want to get the full Monty experience in one of the C8s, get signed up. Like Taylor said, June 19th, 20th, and 21st.
Those are like rare weekend days.
Yeah, that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We don't really get those very often. So take advantage of it while you can. If you're in town, Bowling Green restaurants are open, Bowling Green hotels are open, the museum's open. We're ready for business. So come on out, drive a C8. Any other questions you have?
We have another one coming in from our friend Jerry. How does the Z51 brake package compressor to the carbon ceramic package compare to the carbon ceramic package on the C7?
I've never really been a big fan of the carbon ceramics, just from a maintenance standpoint. The rotors alone, the cost to replace them are pretty crazy, and so the braking performance that you get out of them over a steel package it's not enough of a gap to justify the maintenance. Personally, I feel more comfortable on a steel rotor. It's just they're a little bit more consistent from a modulation standpoint, I guess. It's just what I'm used to. So I don't mind it at all. I don't find anything. You have to use a little bit more pedal pressure with the new electronically actuated system. But it's something that you could get used to. I think if you're bouncing around like we are, bouncing from car to car to car with different braking systems, it can be a little awkward at first. But I don't think we're going to find the limits of these brakes very quickly. It's a pretty robust package.
David said, Matt, let's have a nice burnout to close the show when you're ready, of course.
Yeah, we're not there yet. We got a lot of people that want to drive these things, and I want to keep my job. I'm pretty sure Mitch would fire me if I broke one of these. So maybe later when the news worn off of them a little bit.
All right. So again, Matt, just let them know again where they can go to sign up, how to register, because it's coming. It's like a week or two away for our first Corvette experience.
I know. It's been a few months of waiting, but motorsportspark.org, you can get anything, whether you want to get in touch with somebody to book touring laps or book a Corvette experience. All of that stuff, you can do it all from the website. You can get all of your travel arrangements done, and we can't wait to see you. So if you have any questions, shoot them over to either Taylor, myself, or Justin at motorsportspark.org. And we really look forward to hosting you out here at NCM Motorsports Park.